So I am going to skip ISO number 4. That's pretty simple, guys. I think you should be able to accomplish this one. So I'm going to move directly onto isometric shape number 5. This one has a couple of inclined planes, which I think you may need some help on. It's also made from aluminum. So I'm going to start this one. So I'm going to go to Fusion, and I'm going to call this by activating my assembly, new component, ISO 5 is perfectly fine. I'm going to turn off my other ones, and I'm going to start a sketch on this plane, and I'm going to capture. And let's go back and let's analyze what we're going to do here. I'm going to do this, I believe I will do it in 2 extrusions. I'm going to build this full back piece as one extrusion, and then I'm going to build this front piece as a second extrusion. So let's start by drawing this face in its entirety, the whole face, with this little inclined plane in the corner first. So the overall height of this, I'm going to measure off of this edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 units tall. And then the width, you can almost create an imaginary corner here and start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 squares wide, 6 squares tall. Let's draw that. 8 squares wide, 8 times 0.25, and 6 times 0.25, tall. So I have now my, again, overall rectangle for this back plane that I'm looking at. But now I want to put in this inclined plane, which, if it wasn't there, would form a corner at this point. So I really want to define where this line starts and ends. And if you look, it's 2 units. If this corner was there, it would be 2 units in and then 1, 2, 3 units down. So I found that by making an imaginary collinear edge here and then an imaginary collinear edge there and finding that intersection and then counting how many squares are needed to reach there in these 2 directions. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. With that, I can take a line and just stick it kind of anywhere as long as it snaps to the line. And then I'm going to dimension endpoint to endpoint. I'm going to press escape. I'm going to do that again. Endpoint to endpoint. There we go. Drag it up. So I said that that was 2 squares away from this corner. So 2 times 0.25. And then if I click endpoint and then endpoint and drag to the right, this one was 3 squares times 0.25. So now I've just defined the slope by showing it where these 2 endpoints were. Finish sketch. I'm going to extrude this, just that shape, 2 squares deep. So 2 times 0.25. See? So now I've just created the back portion of this. Now I want to create the front portion. So I'm going to make a sketch on the front face right here. And now I want to draw, oops, that's not what I'm looking at. I want to draw this. So I almost only need an inclined line, this line right here, that is 2 squares or 2 units to the right off of the top left edge. And then this one needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares off the bottom. So 2 squares off the top, 5 squares off the bottom. Watch. Just draw a line that's sloped and snapped so that it's locked somewhere along the edge. And then I said it was, oh, I did it again. Sometimes you have to press escape and do it again. Here we go. So 2 squares, so 2 times 0.25. And then I think I said 5, but I'll say it again. I have a terrible memory. No, that was definitely not it. 5 times 0.25. So that should be what I want. Let me double check though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So now I should be able to finish my sketch and extrude just this shape. And that was 2 boxes. So 2 times 0.25. And now I'm done. I can add my physical material, which in this case is aluminum. And I'm going to click Save. All right, number 5 is done.